Namaskar, dear seekers, and welcome to our live stream session today, our collective chanting and meditation sessions. It has not started, huh? Okay. So, dear seekers, just what we were checking now the audio system, so all is working properly. So, dear seeker, welcome to all of you. So, I hope everyone is fine and coming to the daily practice of meditation or collective chanting also. So what I will do, I will explain in short how we go for the collective chanting meditation if you are joining for the first time. Those who are familiar to chanting, what you can do is that you know about chanting, then you can do your own practice. You can do repeating the name of God whom you are familiar to. Either you are repeating some mantra or you are repeating Guru mantra. For those who are more familiar with meditation, you can do your own meditation. You can close your eyes and practice your own meditation. And for those who are very new, you can just close your eyes and focus on your breath. And what we will do, we will play in low tone a divine chant, a divine mantra that has been recorded with the voice of the high saint from India. And it has a lot of divine energy. And when we listen to a divine chant like that in the background, or we listen to it, or we repeat also in mind, we imbibe the divine positivity within us, and it creates also as a protective shift. So some of you are joining regularly, so some of you are meditating, some of you are chanting, some of you are focusing on the breath, but you are still experiencing that after that you are feeling more calm, your thoughts are less. In beginning of the session, many times some of you will experience some restlessness, and after that you feel more calm. And just it's important like to remember this state, the state where we feel stable, where we feel calm and less thoughts, because this is to realize with our intellect the importance that we should remain in that state all the time. And after to see that if I'm getting disturbed by some situation or having too many thoughts, how to work on it, what should I do to overcome and be always in this stable state of mind. This is something you can always ask your question, and if some of you have question about it, don't hesitate to share your question openly also on the chat. So what we will do now, I will ask you to put your mobile in low tone and also to sit comfortable, because it's important that you are able to achieve concentrations. And just before we start playing the divine chant in low tone, that is the beginning of our collective chanting meditations, I will ask you to close your eyes and for 10-15 seconds just to contemplate how you feel deeper inside you at mind level, whether you are feeling calm, how you feel. Just try to close eyes, mind, and just to try to see what you perceived. So dear seeker, everyone is ready. You can just be comfortable, and then you can close your eyes now, and in 15 seconds we will start the divine chant, and we will start the collective meditation together, and we will do that for 45 minutes to 50 minutes together.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ 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 नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ॐ नमो.
Dear seekers, you can remain with closed eyes for the next 10-20 seconds and just see how you are feeling inside, and then you can share how you feel. You can write on the chat, and as well you can, if you have any question, you can also share your questions also. Actually, we have a question from Sarvista. There is a question sent by Sorab Bodas. He's asking, can the good destiny of a man get destroyed because of black magic or evil eye? So yes, actually, it is possible. The person may have a good destiny, and it's actually part of destiny also being afflicted by black magic or evil eye. So that can create obstacle in the life of the person. So definitely it will have an effect on the destiny of the person, but it's also a part of destiny. And but we can overcome with spiritual practice and spiritual healing remedy. We can overcome black magic and evil eye. We had the live stream sessions with question and answers about this topic, about how to overcome black magic and evil eyes. We can paste on the chat the link about this YouTube live stream, so you can Sorab, you can see, you can look and see what are the different aspects we shares to overcome it, or sometimes can be the misconceptions in regards to black magic. So I think from Yogamaya Dasi, you said you felt peaceful. From Sorab, initially they were a headache. Now you feel relaxed and calm. That's good, no? It's a sign sometimes that, see, we may have headache. It is at physical level, and if we do sometime healing remedies, if it is just physical, then it will remain. But sometimes if we have experienced headache as you have, and then we do spiritual healing remedy like collective chanting and it goes away, that can be sometime that the root cause can be spiritual in nature, can be caused easier due to negative energy or ancestor problem, or it can be a block somewhere also due to negative energy. But of course we recommend do spiritual healing remedy, but in case some others, and in case you experience like that persisting headache, you should definitely take, we can say, the medicine, or of course some better to see a doctor. But if we club it, or if we try to do spiritual healing remedy and it goes away, that's a sign that sometimes the root cause, as I shared before, can be due to the spiritual dimension. Okay, from Sarika Nikam, before experience high distress about having many thoughts, and after chanting you feel more calm and peaceful. Okay, from Ramya, you saying Namaste. From Sarol Lamba, there is a question: when I close my eyes, my whole body feel relaxed. That is okay, Sarol Lamba, but we can try to chant also. It helps because when we close our eyes, no, we close our five senses. There is visions, hearings, touch. So when we close eyes, we can achieve more concentrations, and by mind, it is easier to relax. But ultimately, what happens is when we do spiritual practice, when we are able to chant like that all the time, then we feel the same experience with open eyes. So we feel relaxed because our mind is always in a stable state of mind. So it is possible to achieve it in a waking state. So because for how many hours or how many minutes we can remain with closed eyes? But just understand with spiritual practice we can achieve that in a waking state. From Divya, distress has been high past few days, but feeling slight better now. From Kayo, you felt pain in the pit of the stomach and the throat. So what you can do, Kayo, is at that time you can do Nyas. It is a mudra posture where you bring the five fingers together and you say you can put at the level of the navel, the chakra, and at the level of the throat. So when you next time, or when you chant at home, you can do that. You can do this chant, and along you put this mudra in the throat chakra, as well as the navel chakra, because you experience no pain at the stomach and the throat. From Vanya, it is a question: what is the best way to chant and increase concentration while doing, so that ESP can be awakened? ESP means the sixth sense, extra sensory perceptions. This is the best way, no? The best way to increase concentrations when we chant is ultimately what is stopping us to concentrate, what is blocking us to achieve concentration. It is the different thoughts who arise from our subconscious mind in our mind. This is what we want to stop. So one aspect is chanting more and more during activity, so that more we chant during the day, the other impression in our subconscious mind get deflected, so they become less by force. So our mind is less full of thoughts. There is less thoughts in our mind. That is one way. And another way also is working on overcoming defect of personality, because the thoughts who come to the conscious mind come actually from the different impressions in our subconscious mind, such as worry, anger, stress, emotionalism. So if we work on them, then we address the root directly. So if we combine working on overcoming defect of personality, as well as chanting during activity. At that time the mind gets purified in a faster way, and then it is easier to achieve concentration. And by default, what happens at that time, because our mind gets purified, we make spiritual progress. And because we make spiritual progress and we achieve some concentration, our ESP, by default, we can have a better ability to sense. Our sixth sense ability or extrasensory perception become better. So in a way, there is no other way to work on ourselves or do spiritual practice. There's another from Akshata. I experience excessive yawning and tears roll down. The yawning is very hurtful to the jaw. I not like how it went when you feel sleepy. That is a very good thing, Akshata, as you say correctly, no? At least we can yawn few times. So when we are tired, we just yawn few times. But when spiritual healing happens, there is how to recognize we can get excessive yawning. And so much that sometimes you can say the jaw start paining because the yawning can be so strong. And that is a very good thing, because at that time the negative vibrations is coming out from our body. It is expelled. So like that, there is few ways. One is salt water. The black energy in our body gets sucked out. Or how you are doing, the black energy is getting expelled from our body. Some start also burping excessively. It depends on the person. So that's a very good akshata. What you can do also, when this happens, you can also do the nyas at the level of the throat and the heart chakra. That is not the heart, that is 1 centimeter above plexus. Why? Because it will facilitate the black energy to come out of the body. That is a very good thing, Akshata. Please continue. Huh? And of course, when we yawn so much, the tears start rolling, because the body it's more like, it's not spiritual emotion, it's the body, the eyes react to the excessive yawning. With time, what will happen, that excessive yawning will become less. From Christina, in the beginning I felt very restless, and this reduced a little while chanting. That was a good thing also, Christina. Okay, Akshata, good. You wrote that you also try nyas, and while on the base chakra, I experienced lower back pain. That's also good. You did at the lower chakra. What you can do also is place a box. You can use box. So put box at the level of same heart chakra or at the level of navel, or sometimes we can place a box in the back side also. If you don't know the healing remedy about box, you can read on our website. It has lot of potency because it's at the level of Akash, of ether element. From trunk, my chanting session use Lord Data chant, okay. Yet we're listening to our current chant, okay. Despite this, Lord Data chant happens smoothly. Okay, trunk. So you are chanting at the time your chant of Data chant is happening. Shri Gurudev Datta. From Runal, today there were many thoughts constantly flowing in the mind, and by His grace I could fight and persevere to chant using boxes, mudra, instant stick, and removing black covering. Very nice, Monal. So you are using all the technique. I just wanted to share to all of you, and maybe Akshata also, about this way of how to remove black covering around us, like that when also excessive yawning come, or in the lower part of the back or in front, we can remove with our finger. It's the same technique as mudras, huh? Because element or different panchatattva is coming out of our fingers. So nyas is like that, and here we use removing in this fashion around our head, around our chakras, like that. It can be lower chakra in that speed for few minutes. We can do like that. It helps to also remove the black covering around us. So like that, same when you some experience sleepiness, some of you are experiencing pain in different chakras. Or some of you, I think some of you say, no, you experience pain in the heart chakra and the navel. Some of you are experiencing excessive yawning. At that time, you can do that. It will facilitate or it will accelerate the healing remedy. So for Makshatana, you feel better emotionally and mentally. That's a good thing. For Oslem, despite strong distress, felt a lot of Chaitanya, that is divine consciousness and spiritual emotion. It's very nice, Oslem. This is a question from Sumit. Is it compulsory to close eyes, or it is possible that I'm watching Parampuja's picture alongside chanting? So Parampuja is actually His Holiness Dr. Atavali. See, Sumit, ultimately, one of the best things, if we can close eyes and concentrate, and in mind we are able to concentrate, that is best. But if sometimes we are not able to concentrate, there is too many thoughts. So at the time we can do that, we can look at the picture of gods or saints while chanting, but ultimately we should try to go to this state where we are able to close our eyes and concentrate in mind, or focus on the chant in our mind. But if we are not able, that's fine, because at least that focus, now we look at something with positive, so it helps us to remain focused, so it helps us to keep the chant happening. So from Simply Hatum, this is Ramya, I think, if I'm not mistaken. She said, can we lay down and chant if we find difficult to sit? Yes, definitely. Now I share what is more important is to sit in the comfortable position, because that is not the body who meditate or chant, it is the mind. So some cannot sit for longer time, so you can, more important is to be able to achieve concentrations. So if we have back pain, knee pain, then or lower back pain, we can't concentrate. So that's why it is important when you sit for the collective chanting, or when you sit at home, you can sit in the position where you feel comfortable and you can achieve concentration. From Tony, okay, that is a question, but we will about Kundalini. What is the purpose of awakening your Kundalini? This, Tony, you can look on our YouTube channel. We have live stream sessions who talks about how to awaken Kundalini and chakras. So you can look at this video. We explain all the science behind it and how things happen. So from Dan, I feel good while chanting session, but do not feel the same other time. I feel void, as no pleasure in worldly things. So Dan, is good that you are experiencing good when we do collective chanting. Try, of course it's easier when it is together, but you can try to persevere to chant also during activity, even though initially you may not feel anything. During activity, sometimes we may not just feel, we just repeat only. But to understand that at that time we impress in our mind this divine chant, and then slowly, with time, it becomes automatic, and then we start experiencing happiness. And in a way, we don't, sometimes, we don't get pleasure from outer things. And in reality, yes, because the outer things or worldly things cannot give us real happiness. It will give us temporary happiness. By doing spiritual practice, the happiness comes from within. So that is a good mean to practice only. So we have to go from that transition, no? From this worldly life into this spiritual life. And that takes time to be able to experience the inner happiness. And just we are sure, if we do spiritual practice, it is a certainty that we can start experiencing spiritual emotion or bliss that is devoid of any stimulus. I just go quickly on Facebook, and because I was just on YouTube now. Okay, from Richa Steven, my mind feel calm and my vision seems clear. There's a lot of mascara. Some Brandon says Zen, you feel Zen and bliss. From Brandon Charles Waters. I just go down. Again, some Namaskar also we got. Okay, very nice, no? Many of you have commented your experience and questions. That is the best things to ask question because spirituality knows there's so much science behind it. It is like vastness, but in reality, there is always an answer. That's why also we have on Wednesday, we have also a live stream where we also have question answers. And this Wednesday we have a very fascinating topic. It is about past life and reincarnations. So we'll be sharing some points as well as science, and then you can ask your questions about this topic. So if some of you are interested, you can join to this live stream session on Wednesday, and you can share also to others or to your social media to promote about SSRF or the live streams that we are doing. And also, dear seekers, on tomorrow is Tuesday. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday is our collective chanting meditation. It can be like a daily practice only. And yes, here just continue your spiritual practice. Try to see how you can use your time in such a way that sometimes you can chant. Try to see if you want to go to next step. Try to come to satsang, to group where we have SSRF actually organize a group of meetings that is free of charge on FCC or on Skype, where you can join different groups in your own language, and then you can share your experience, your obstacles, and you get also help of how to overcome the obstacles and how to go to the next step in your spiritual practice or your spiritual journey. So dear seeker, wishing you a good afternoon, good morning if you are from USA or North America or South America, and evening, good evening or good night if you are joining from Asia Pacific. Namaskar, dear seekers.